What I've put together is a few video clips in opposition of a new constitutional convention. I refrain from calling it anything other than a constitutional convention because that is exactly what it is. And the video is meant to demonstrate that.
People get confused between a constitutional convention and a convention of the states under Article 5, properly called a convention for the proposing amendments. The Convention of States project is quite different. It operates under the rules set out specifically in Article 5, which means you can't throw it wide open. You have to follow the procedures, the process, and the limitations set out in Article 5 in the Convention of the States.
Even James Madison, during the Philadelphia Convention, quite famously observed that the Article 5 procedure is dangerously vague. He was sort of an expert.
A constitutional convention operates outside the structures of an existing government. Because sometimes what you need is not a change of personnel, you need a change of structure. When we had the original Constitutional Convention, it operated on the basis of the residual sovereignty of the states, not Article 13 of the Articles of Confederation. At a Constitutional Convention, the subject matter is rewriting the government.
You fix the Supreme Court this way. They love international law? Fine. You voice them on their own petard. The European Court of Human Rights has 46 judges. Every nation appoints its own judge. They sit in panels of 9, and if they need, they'll have the whole court review it in extraordinary cases. The court has an internal mechanism where they get a minority but a significant vote to say we're going to take the whole case. They review it on paper. They don't have physical hearings where they have 46 judges. But that's how the important stuff's done on paper anyway in that kind of a setting. So I say we raise the Supreme Court to 50.
Well, but what?
And the states appoint the Supreme Court for an 8-year term. One, you get a judge, 8 years, and then they're gone. There's no lifetime tenure. You want judicial independence, so 8 years and no going back, you got judicial independence. If you don't like their decision, you don't like who they are, you get a new one.
So Article 5 conventions are controlled under the Constitution. A constitutional convention is an uncontrolled process through the residual sovereignty of the states.
The rules of the convention are ultimately under control of the convention. No matter what anybody else might tell you, they cannot be dictated in advance by state legislatures or by Congress or by anybody else.
Mr. Meckler, does it concern you at all that Congress was smart enough to realize that they couldn't repeal prohibition by going through the legislatures because they knew the legislatures wouldn't do it? So they took a different route. These conventions. Why do you think they did that? I mean, does it concern you that Congress has exercised their privilege in doing this in the past and may bypass us again on these proposed constitutional amendments that you would like to see?
No, it doesn't concern me at all. And there is a distinct difference of philosophy here. And our organization stands for the principle that we, the people, are sovereign in the United States of America. And by we, the people, I mean we, the people. I don't mean legislators, I don't mean legislatures.
One of those relatively rare people, I will admit, who actually believe there should be a new constitutional convention because I believe that a number of provisions of the Constitution have outlived their usefulness.
Well, the founders' clear intent was it's the same thing. What I would say is this. The world that I want to live in, we need a broad and deep social movement pushing it. At some point, a fork in the road will come, and we'll have to decide, or I will have to decide, and others that I work with, do we have the political movement to actually get her done in Congress, or do we actually go through a constitutional convention process? The reason I'm ambivalent is because I don't know right now, and I don't pretend to know right now. I do know this, that the world that I'm living in now ain't the one I want to live in, because I'll go one step further. The United States of America is racist, it's sexist, it's class oppressive, and I'd like to be part of a different United States of America.
Justice Scalia. I certainly would not want a constitutional convention. I mean, whoa. Who knows what would come out of that?